Well, I would like to clarify the point about that things weren't well when I was at Commerce. The fact was the unemployment rate was 4.8%, and we had 50,000 more jobs. Now, Governor Walker, I think, wishes he was running against Jim Doyle than me, but we are two different people. And that was as of when I left on November 1, our economy was at one of its peak points, almost close to peak employment. And so I'm very proud of the work that we did and the record that I had at Commerce. But still, it doesn't go enough. Doesn't go far enough. And what would be different, and I've laid out in my Invest for Success Jobs plan exactly how I would do that. And that plan has come under attack, but I have been straight from the start, and that is, it is the best ideas that I put together in terms of what will drive Wisconsin's economy forward. And it has 5 core strategies around which I organize those initiatives. And the first one is aligning economic development and public policy around industry clusters. So this is something where you can't just put job development in an agency over here and say, we're going to get the job done. What it means is you have to bring together education, the business community, workforce development, regulation, the jobs agency as well, but local ties as well. It's not a one person or one organization is the one who's going to be able to do this. It is about bringing together and having partnerships that really look at this, working hand in hand with industry. And the type of experience that I have in having done this in education is one way of building on that. But we have to look at every single area and say, how can we utilize the assets that we have, but still take on to overcome those challenges. And so that is, I sat down with Michael Porter, who's known throughout actually the world for his work around industry clusters and how different countries, how different states and regions have been successful in utilizing this. So it's not a new concept by any means, but how you actually take it and use that as the basis of your entire economic development is something we aren't doing at all right now. I'm going to have that position in the governor's office, elevating that to making sure that you are looking across the entire spectrum of it, making sure that we are working hand in hand with local organizations or universities to be able to identify how we can do that. But it's saying we have to have all hands on deck here, and it is not just looking at one area in order to do that. So I outline how you can do it and the best ways to be able to do it that impact all the different areas. And you see it in areas where in the Madison area, you've had really good growth over a long period of time, growing at from 2000 to 2012. So taking a longer period of time than just the last 3 years. You have seen that you had 6% growth in jobs in south central Wisconsin, also in western Wisconsin as well. But the state overall lost 1.4% of the jobs, while the U.S. economy actually gained 1.4%. So we saw a difference with the U.S. economy of nearly 3%, but you have seen some good growth areas. Well, those are areas in which you do have a more diversified economy. You have research and universities working closely with businesses. You have other sorts of new businesses that are being created. So we have to utilize those types of strategies in doing that. But the second area is certainly workforce development. And we have to make sure that students in Wisconsin are developing the skills and the expertise that we can compete for the jobs of the future. And that starts with K-12. Other states, frankly, are doing a lot better job at saying that high school needs to be the start of the career path. We cannot have students graduating from high school and saying, okay, what am I going to do? I could get a job or I could go to college. That's not actually what we should be aiming for.